Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me today. I wanted to swatch some highlighter palettes for you guys, and this is from Lancome and these are called the Glow For It palette. Now there are 4 palettes in this collection. You have the Ruby palette. Hang on, is this a Ruby one? No. Yeah, this is the Ruby palette. You have like a red shade. So this is called the Ruby Brilliance. And then you have the Amethyst, which has a purple shade, purple mauve, and then this is like a white shade with some pink purple shimmers in it. And then I have the Gold Gleam, which has a lot of gold toned colors. There is also the 4th palette is called the Rose Twinkle palette, which is exclusive to Sephora. Now these 3 are not limited edition, but the Rose Twinkle palette is. I have already reviewed the Rose Twinkle palette and I was so impressed with the formula, the way the powders felt on my skin. I just fell in love with them and I was so thrilled that Lancome has 3 other palettes, so I rushed and I got these 3 guys. So the Rose Twinkle palette is exclusive to Sephora only, and that is the limited edition palette. These 3 aren't. At least I didn't see the words limited edition when I clicked on these particular shades on Ulta's website. Now the Ruby Brilliance is exclusive to Ulta. It says only at Ulta when you click on this particular shade on the product page on Ulta's website. So this is exclusive to Ulta. Now the availability is a little bit confusing because the Rose Twinkle palette is a rose gold palette that is exclusive to Sephora and limited edition, whereas the Ruby Brilliance, it says Ulta only at Ulta when you click on this particular shade. Now the Gold Gleam palette, I was able to find this particular palette on Nordstrom's website, Macy's website, and Ulta's website, nowhere else. This Amethyst palette, it doesn't say only at Ulta on the product page on Ulta's website, but I was not able to find this particular palette anywhere else other than Lancome's website. On Lancome USA's website, you can find all 4 of the palettes, so that shouldn't be a problem, but the availability is a little all over the place and very confusing. It just makes it harder on the consumer, that's all. Why should we do so much research on like where to buy these palettes? You know, it could be just in one place or it could be in all the retailers. But anyway, so if you just research, you'd be able to find it out by yourself. If what I'm trying to explain is a little bit confusing. So yeah, I just wanted to inform you guys anyway. So the packaging is very similar to the Rose Twinkle palette. I have already reviewed the Rose Twinkle palette here on my channel. Please do check it out. I talk about in depth on the formula. I do brush swatches, I do finger swatches. I just wanted to come on here and showcase these palettes. Just I just wanted to brush through and just skim through on the swatches and the colors just to showcase you guys, because I love the formula and I highly recommend these palettes anyway. So I just wanted to show you guys how it looks on my skin tone. So the packaging is very similar to the Rose Twinkle palette. It does come with a sleeve like this. It has the Eiffel Tower, and then you have a lot of presents here, and then in the back of the palette it showcases the colors that you get in each of the palettes. So this packaging that I'm holding up, it belongs to the Amethyst palette, the Amethyst Radiance palette. So you see the purple shades, but if you take a look at the Ruby Brilliance palette, you'd see the pinkish reddish shades, so on and so forth. So this back portion, it changes for each palette, and this retails for $39, and the amount of product you get in each pan is like around 2 grams of product, which is not a lot. So this is kind of an expensive palette if you ask me. $39, you get only 3 shades and you don't get a lot of product, guys. You get only 2 grams of product, especially for being complexion, like a cheek product where people usually use up a lot. Yes, it's highlighter, but even then 2 grams is not a lot. So I think the palettes are on the expensive side. So, and then inside it, like, this is just a sleeve, so it comes with a box as well. The box is like silver colored and it says Glow For It Sculpting Full Face Highlighter Buildable Coverage, and you have like the shade name down here. and altogether you get 6.5 grams. So as I said, if you break it down, you get 2.1 grams. So let's just round it to 2 grams of product. So yeah. And where are these made? These are made in Canada. All the palettes are made in Canada. And so yeah, that's it, you guys. That's all the information we have on the packaging. And you do get like the list of ingredients at the back of the sleeve, but not on the box. In the back of the sleeve you do get like the list of ingredients, and it says that this is a silky cushion cream powder that imparts a buildable glow from a subtle highlight to a bold color. It says use it on your cheeks, décolleté and body, and also on the website it says you can also use it on the eyes. So it's just an all over color highlighting powder. So these are powder highlighters. It says cream powder. I don't think these are cream formula. They are very creamy to the touch, and there's a lot of silicone kind of a texture going on. I think the first ingredient is dimethicone, so it's very slippery. And the reason I love this formula is because it does not emphasize any kind of fine lines, texture or anything. I think because there's so much silicone in the product, in the formula, I feel it just covers all the texture and unevenness in the skin, because silicone just evens out skin tone, right? Just that's why it's used in primers and stuff like that. So I think the silicone in the highlighter just evens the skin out, and it just gives it appearance of a very smooth skin. Does not sink into fine lines, does not emphasize texture, and you can just apply as much as you want on your skin, and it won't like emphasize lines. I think that I really like, because there are some formulas, powder formulas, where if you apply a lot of layers, it would give that appearance of very dry, flaky skin. It just ages your skin. It gives you a appearance of very aged, mature skin, even though you don't have mature skin. But these do not. It gives it wet, beautiful, highlighted look. So that's a gist of the formula. Actually, these are powder highlighters. So I didn't want to go too much in depth, because I did talk about the formula in the Rose Twinkle review video. So if you're really interested, do check that video out. I just wanted to come on here to show you guys swatches. So this is the Gold Gleam palette. 03 Gold Gleam. This is the palette I said. This is available on Ulta's website, Lancome's website, Macy's and Nordstrom's website. So you get 3 shades. There is no mirror, and the packaging is very flimsy, if you ask me. It's very lightweight and flimsy. It does not come with a mirror, and it just says glow for it all over. And these are the 3 shades you get. You have like a very cool toned bronze, and then like a very yellow kind of a gold, light gold, and then you have like a coppery gold. So let's just swatch this. It's just feels like a pillow when I touch, guys. When I touch the powders, they just feel like pillow. So smooth, and so just these are a pleasure to even feel them in your fingers. It just slips. There's so much dimethicone, I feel. This one has some visible shimmers in it, and do you see how just beautifully wet and shine and that wet looking highlighter it is? It's just beautiful. Honestly, it looks very almost looks green if you ask me, like a olive toned bronze, but on the skin it definitely shears out, and it doesn't look very dark at all. Even on my skin tone, it did not look dark. And then this is that very bright gold color. Again, they are different in person. I don't know if it comes across like that in the video, but this is very finely milled, and this is that gold shade, and then you have a copper shade. So that is that copper shade. The copper and the gold, they do not have any chunky glitter or visible shimmers in it. They are very finely milled. But that very cool toned bronze, that olive toned bronze, it does have some glitter in it, some visible shimmers in it. So yeah, that is a Gold Gleam palette. And I was kind of confused as to how to use this, because this particular darker shade, this amethyst shade in the amethyst palette, and then the ruby shade in the ruby, this pinkish red shade, the ruby palette, they are slightly different with respect to the, not the formula, obviously the formula probably is the same, but they are not very wet looking, and they're not very reflective. Both these colorful shades, the darker colorful shades, the amethyst shade, this one, and this one, this ruby shade, they are slightly different. They don't look, they don't have that wet reflective highlighter finish. Let me quickly, this is a white shade which is actually very sheer, so it doesn't really leave a white cast on my skin tone. The base is very sheer, as you can see. It's not at all dense. It has glitters in it. It has visible shimmers in it. So yeah, but it doesn't leave a white cast on my skin tone because the base product is not dense. It's very, the consistency is very thin. And then you have this mauve highlighter with gold shimmers. Reminds me very much of the particular shade, the mauve toned color in the Unicorns palette from the Lime Crimes highlight palette. It has a very similar, very close. This mauve shade and the gold colors almost look like a gold finish on my skin tone. Definitely they are different in person, guys. I assure you guys, these look very yellow gold, and this definitely has that hint of mauve in it on my skin tone, so they are not the same at all. And this has visible shimmers as well, but this is not as sheer as this particular color. This is definitely, the base is denser. And then this amethyst, more of a satin finish if you ask me. Not at all a glittery, shimmery. You can tell these are so reflective. This is not that reflective. I love this color as a blush, guys. It works so beautifully. You don't need any special brush or a special sponge for this. I just used a normal angled blush brush and it just melts into the skin. Today I have the ruby shade here. On this side you can't see very much because the application was a little bit uneven. I picked up a lot of product and I applied it here, and then on this side I didn't pick up a lot of product, so kind of this side looks very flushed, this side doesn't, but in person I can see the blush on this side of the cheek. So I just love the way it just creates that very satin looking stain on the skin. It just looks so beautiful. So yeah, I would highly recommend using this particular shade as a blush for all skin tones. But I did try using this particular shade on the cheeks as well, but it looks very strange if I use this by itself as a highlighter because the color is so rich. So on my skin tone at least, it doesn't look very flattering as a highlighter because it's so dark and rich. So I mix it with any of these colors. It really looks good with this color and even with this color. So as a highlighter, for my skin tone, I always mix it in with the other colors. But as a blush, it works so beautifully. It just melts into the skin and looks like a beautiful luminous stain. It does not look very oily at all. It just looks like a beautiful stain, guys, as a blush. So this is more of a satin finish. The other two are a very foiled metallic finish. So let's look at the Ruby Brilliance palette. It has a very rich, like a, I don't know, this looks like a golden mango color. I don't know where that reference comes from. Probably because I grew up eating so many mangoes back in India. I don't know, just reminds me of that deep coppery golden yellow gold. It's just so beautiful. And this is a very pale rose gold color, I would say. So that is very champagne, I would say. The others are all these are so yellow toned and these are very mauve toned. And this is champagne, I would say, guys. Champagne shade. But it definitely looks gold golden champagne. It's not like a very silvery, cool toned champagne. It's very warm toned. And that particular shade doesn't have any chunky glitter. It's very finely milled. Then you have that beautiful mango gold color I was telling you guys about. It's so pretty, guys. So pretty. As you can see, it's a beautiful, it's like a proper gold color. It's just so beautiful. That is also very finely milled. Then finally, again, the formula not formula, the way it feels, this is also, this ruby shade is satin finish as well. It's not reflective as the other two lighter shades. So this just went on so beautifully onto the skin. There is no need to even blend this particular product, guys. If you use it as a blush, it just creates a beautiful stain. It just very much skin-like. I absolutely love it. Again, I did try using this shade as a highlighter, and again, it looked very, these two shades are very deep, rich, dark shades, and it did not look flattering at all. And moreover, they are very satin toned, satin finish products, so they weren't that reflective at all. They weren't reflective at all, to be honest, on the high points of the cheek. So I had to mix it up with the other colors to give that very rosy gold, rose gold, a deeper rose gold color. But if you want to wear this by itself, I highly recommend you wear it as a blush. So yeah, those are 3 palettes that I picked up, and I'm absolutely in love with them, and I'm so happy these are not limited edition. I wish Rose Twinkle was not limited edition as well, but these are beautiful, guys. I highly recommend you guys pick this up. For me, I need all 4 of them, so that's why I could not pick and choose. And honestly, they have 4 palettes, and I don't think any of the shades in any of the palettes are similar to one another at all. They're all distinctly different. In person, they look so different, guys. Maybe the lighter colors on the cheek, it might be difficult for an onlooker to detect a difference between, say, if I'm wearing this color on one side of the cheek, and I'm wearing this gold or this particular shade on one side. Oh, this is very dark, but this gold and this champagne shade one on each side of the cheeks, maybe it might be difficult for an onlooker to find the difference. But as a makeup lover, I can tell the difference. On the skin, on the cheeks, they are different. So I'm happy that they did not like put in very similar looking colors in all of the 4 palettes. All the shades in all the 4 palettes are all very different, guys. I just don't see a lot of similarity at all. They might look similar in the pan maybe, but on the skin they're all different. So I totally recommend these colors, guys. Totally recommend these. Yeah, that's it, you guys. I think we've come to the end of this video. Did I tell you guys where these are made? I did, didn't I? These are made in Canada, by the way. Anyways, hope you guys found this video useful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.